Hey everyone, this is Captain Joel, and this is the Agent Coulson in action video. So I'm just going to be showing you a couple different teams that could potentially work well with Coulson, and we can see how they actually work out in practice. So the first team I am trying out is going to be Coulson with War Machine and Star-Lord. I'm actually going to be trying a couple different teams with Coulson and Star-Lord and just throwing in a third because Star-Lord allows so many other potential teams. Now, something to keep in mind when you're looking at these teams is that I am right now playing in PvE, and because Coulson is a new character, he is boosted in PvE. And Star-Lord is also boosted in this PvE, so keep in mind that the damage numbers are going to be a little bit higher than they would normally be. So let's see what happens. So the goal is to let the enemy get out a yellow and then go from there. Of course, if you have Star-Lord stunned, that kind of negates the power of his skill. And Star-Lord is stunned again. Great. Well, at some point, he won't be stunned. Might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but someday. Someday. But not today. Looks like he's gonna die before he can even get anything off. Okay, finally. Got one of those bad boys out. Still have to wait another turn. So, what should I do? Well, I'm gonna put Gatling gun out. That can't hurt. Now you can get tons of damage out, because right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 countdown tiles out. So that means because Star-Lord is boosted, I can do a huge amount of damage. That's what, almost 4 times 3, that's 12,000 plus 6,000. So that's around 18,000 damage for 6 AP, which is pretty good. Again, boosted numbers, but I could also throw out his purple, but I'd rather use Coulson's purple. I could also throw out this red, but it's not going to do that much damage. So I'm just going to take out Mystique so she'll stop killing, sunning me, and we'll see what else we can do. Okay, so remember, with Coulson's Call the Cavalry move, he's generating AP for that. So we actually got 3 times 2 AP, so that was 6 AP we generated with the countdown tiles going off. So what I am going to do now is, let's try to, any purple, right here. No, wait, that's not it. Half the time when I try to swap, I always stupidly swap one color with the same exact color. Obviously that doesn't actually do anything. So for now we'll just make one more purple. So remember, I've got 12 purple now. And I've got 11 purple now. So I just did, because he's boosted, almost 3,000 damage for 1 AP. So that's pretty cool, in my opinion. So, you know, can just keep that up all night long. All night. Well, I guess not really all night, since there's not any more purple matches I can make. But let's just swap this. So I got 5 green now, and then I got 12. And for some reason, that Canton tile went off, which I think is a glitch. In theory, I can steal 3 AP right now, which is not all that big of a deal. Wait, yeah, why doesn't that go up? I have the passive, so let's see what happens. Ah, there we go. So that's an extra Canton tile. And that's an extra Canton tile. And I can use this and I'd steal 15 AP, so let's just see what that looks like. It's okay, but in theory I should finish off. Yep, so he's got almost no AP left in any color. It's okay, but not that great. So this team is okay. It's definitely can end up having your turn last a long time and can deal decent damage. It's a usable team. Really depends on whether or not Coulson and the other guys are boosted in terms of how much damage you're dishing out. But it's an okay team. The other team I'd like to show is Coulson, Star-Lord, and Professor X. The goal is to try and get a almost Winfinite chain going. It'll be a little bit tricky though if we don't get a good board. So there's a couple things you can try to do. One is you can try to leave purple out and make it easier to get a match 5 with purple. I wouldn't do that usually. I think I'd just try to get as much purple as quickly as possible and then worry about it later. So, the first thing I need to do is try to find a match 5. So, let's see what would work. Okay, so right now I've only got 1 purple. Okay. Okay, so that was a lot to take in because so much happened at once. So I started off with 1 purple after using that move once. I did make a purple match 3, so that brought me up to 4 purple. I also had Master Plan go off, which generated 4 more purple, which brought me up to 8 purple. Okay, but Best Laid Plan's passive, if you have 6 or more team up AP, spend 2 team up AP to reduce 1 friendly random countdown timer by 2. So that actually made Star-Lord's Everyone With Me resolve, which meant I could not chain Best Laid Plans for cheap as I thought I might be able to. I think this was actually kind of intentionally added as a negative to Coulson so that people could not use a Winfinite team with this team up situation I mentioned, at least as long as you have team up AP. So you kind of have to make sure you don't collect any team up AP or you spend it, or else you're going to have a lot of difficulty chaining this continually. So just remember though that I also got 3 AP from this. That happened to be green AP, which is useless. So I got AP from that, and I also got another 2 AP from the countdown tile expiring. So just to summarize, I got a whole bunch of yellow AP for making that match. I got purple AP from everyone with me as well as a match 3. I also got some green AP from the countdown tile expiring, the everyone's with me countdown tile. And I also got another 2 AP from Call the Cavalry. And I got some red AP as well just from another match made in that. So a whole bunch of stuff going on in that move. Definitely very hard to follow, but also pretty interesting. So it's definitely a very complicated situation. Very complicated. But definitely cool to watch. So let's see if we can have a repeat. So let's, I guess they want us to make yellow matches this game. So, boom boom. Okay. So let's finish this one off. So that made the countdown tile resolve. And let's just throw out Call the Cavalry anyhow. Generate some extra AP. Although maybe you don't want to do this because it'll make it harder to move tiles. Okay, so let's move this over here. Make a match 5. A lot to keep up with, there's just so much happening. It's like an insane number of passives going off. So that's pretty much end match. Yeah, a lot of AP. So that's definitely an interesting team. It's kind of hard to test it properly just because the enemies are so weak compared to me. Another interesting team can be Hawkeye. This is the 5-star Hawkeye. The 3-star Hawkeye will work, but not as well because besides the fact that he doesn't have as much health or do as much damage, he doesn't generate AP like Clint Barton does with his purple, where he's generating 2 blue and 2 red AP at 3 covers. So this is also one of those matches where it's just going to be insane. Non-stop action. It's going to be a little bit hard to even make the match last long enough with everything happening. But we'll try and get some moves off. Okay, so right now we've got the ability to use his blue for only 3. Don't forget that's going to be throwing off these Coulson countdown tiles as well. So you're going to have trouble even having enough blues left to use Hawkeye's arrows. So we can already use blue again. Can't even keep up with everything happening. Just look at all these passives. It's insane. Another blue. And let's shoot off this bad boy. And let's see what happens next turn. It's like every tile's gone. Think I have enough AP? This is like, what, 4th turn, 5th turn? Didn't use any boosts. Man, it's ridiculous. Almost no blues left. Well, I guess that's the end of the match. I think I need more AP. Oh no, almost out of red. I mean, out of blue tiles. There we go. Not really anything to do with a lot of this AP. It's just like non-stop insanity. I'm not even doing anything, it's just, look at this. It's like, I think I have enough yellow and red and blue AP by now. Think I have enough countdown tiles out? I don't. I think there's always room for more countdown tiles. So, I mean, obviously, Hawkeye's a 5-star, so he's going to be awesome. But that team's pretty ridiculous. I mean, I took almost no damage, and I didn't use any boosts. So, yeah, pretty crazy team. Obviously, for most 4-stars, that's not going to work that well. But, you know, pretty crazy. If you want to get through something with taking no damage, forget Old Man Logan, just bring this team. So I mentioned that Medusa could work well, but there's just a bit too much color overlap in this team. And Wasp also has a bit of color overlap. But you can at least be getting a constant stunning, and you can try to really max out the whole yellow stuff going on. Although that would mean reducing her black, because you really would want her blue up there. So I have mixed feelings about that. The other Hawkeye does actually have different colors. At least, but the countdown tiles take so long to come back that the synergy of having countdown tiles out isn't really going to help that much. And the moves are pretty expensive, even though you'll be getting a lot of AP. So again, I'm not a huge fan of that. Now, Kingpin I think actually could be somewhat fun if you want to just go with him being at 5-3-5. That way you can kind of choose which one to use for generating AP. Okay, so part 1. So let's begin. And let's do a bit of a poke. A poke-a-rooney. And might as well just finish Mystique off so she can't match anything away. And now that we've got all of this AP out, let's just get rid of this enemy tile first. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so I would like a purple here. Where would a yellow go? Well, could get a yellow there and a purple. No. I always hate these tricky decisions. Yeah, let's get another purple. Right here. And let's wipe out their AP. Still has a little left. Okay. Now let's do another poke-a-rooney. And let's just do this. So, as you can see, the match is pretty much over. There's no way he can come back from that. So, pretty handy. So this team is also potentially good, but you just have to have a lot of patience with a lot of these teams because there's so many passes going off every turn, it's hard to keep up. Another potential team I mentioned is with Captain Marvel. This team's a little bit trickier, I think, to get off, although the amount of damage you'll be dealing will be a lot higher than some of the other teams. But you really can't do anything with this team properly until you get enough black. And her black is expensive, and it's not reduced by Star-Lord's yellow. So if you don't have a good board like right now, it can make it kind of tricky to get off. Ah, there goes the black I wanted. That sounded bad. Still no black. Plenty of red. Okay, so what should I do? I don't have quite enough to use it twice in a row. What would you suggest? I guess I'll use it once. Oh no. Okay, not so bad, I guess. Okay, I got my photonic barrage out. Let's put it over here in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Now I have some other decisions to make. Let's try to get some more purple, I guess. Uh-huh. Okay. Why not? And let's make... No, I want... There we go. Ah, no. Don't go away. Okay, so we got this out. Unfortunately, I don't have any other countdown tiles out. Okay, well that's kind of good. So let's reduce that bad boy. Okay. And let's reduce this bad boy as well. Not bad. Could be better. Okay, let's reduce this bad boy. And I'm already up to 2,000 on that strike tile, so the match is over. That is all she wrote. So obviously these teams are going to be a lot better against the goon type enemy than regular enemies that aren't using skills every single turn. That's something really important to keep in mind when looking at all these teams that have Star-Lord in them. Obviously without Star-Lord you'd have to use different strategies, both because he is able to make a lot of moves cheaper and create free countdown tiles and generate AP that way, but there's really just so many different possibilities with Coulson. You know, you can also try use Winter Soldier. I don't like it quite as much because you're only going to probably have 2 or so countdown tiles going off in a match, but I think that's also one other team that would be worth taking a look at, just because it does have the ability to make matches a lot easier. Okay, I gave that Winter Soldier team a match, and while I was just barely able to win, it was really difficult. Part of that was just because of insane scaling, but I would not really recommend that team as much, although basically you are able to get Winter Soldier's blue move to go off on the same turn you cast it because of the Best Laid Plans passive, as long as you have enough team-up AP. So that can definitely be very useful if you want to just get that blue off very quickly for Winter Soldier. Now you're going to be doing, what is it, 3,000 damage times 4, so you're going to be doing 12,000 damage for 10 AP. And again, with Star-Lord, that's only 8 AP. So, you're doing a lot of damage for cheap, and able to have his countdown tiles not be out as long, and so that's definitely cool, and being able to use his red a bit better. But it still was just very tough to use that team. So I would put that further down towards the bottom of Agent Coulson recommended teams. So anyhow, as you've seen, he's a pretty interesting character. Great for PvE, a lot of options. For PvP, as you noticed, the amount of skill required to use him, combined with the fact that he was only useful if you are using the same skill multiple times in a single turn, which the AI will not do, makes him almost useless in PvP. So let me know if you guys think there's some other teams that might be better or that I might not have focused on as much that you like. And if you want to know how I got all of my ISO and HP and command points, just look at the link I'm showing right now and you can click on that. And if you want to see any of my other character analysis videos, you can click on that link as well. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like.